There we go. All right, all right, all right. How is everybody doing on this fine Saturday morning? We still haven't seen the sun. It is still cloudy, rainy, schmutzy. It's supposed to, in fact, it was supposed to be nice weather this weekend. The last I looked about 3 days ago. And no, we get sun on Monday. Sunny and 64 on Monday, 69 on Tuesday, 72 on Wednesday. I'm going fishing. Hallelujah. All right, that's not too bad. And then it gets cold again. So, all right. So that's it. 15 straight. 15 straight is coming, right? I didn't even look and see. I didn't even look and see what the scores were last night. Shouldn't have been too many games. I'm surprised they had games on trade deadline day. Um, Nothing that really affects us. Canadians got a point. So we're right on Boston's tail. We're 8 points out and they got 2 games in hand. So we're right there. Absolutely just hey, at least we got a win, right? All right, let me scroll up to the top. How we doing, scientist? Cunnin is back. Ah, okay. That's interesting. Huh. Uh, yeah, 15 forwards and 60 with roughly 1.4 in cap space. We still have enough to activate Gadjevich if he comes back, right? Yeah, Gadjevich was supposed to be back beforehand, Colin. You are correct. Yes, but now since there's no 23-man roster limit, as long as we stay under the cap. So scientist says our D is thin right now, and Zito made it seem like we still have a while until Jones returns. Wouldn't be against printing up Porvoka in the meantime. Agreed. Although obviously we win last night, so we're in good shape. But I wonder what the situation with Jones is. Like, is the bone is it not healing? It's a little bit of a concern. And I guess if we're not going to make the playoffs, you may as well just shut him down for the rest of the year. Colin, yeah, exactly. Most of the blue line guys are in their 30s. That's very true. It's very true. I think Belinskas is the youngest one, right? How old is Mikula? I think he's 28, 29. Why doesn't it come up? Come on, it should automatically be there. Let's see. Mikula is 29. So, and he'll be 30 basically he'll be 30 in April this year. So, hey, David, he says, so 19 left and we need 20 points or so to get in. 20? I think you mean 20? Wait a minute. No, we need more than that, right? Right? Don't we need more than that? How are we getting? I would think maybe 30. Maybe you're thinking 30 points. So you think 20 points or maybe 95, 97. Yeah, so like I guess 22, 23. I don't know, man. Because Boston's at 73 points already. So I'm not really sure. It may take freaking almost 100 points to get in this year. Scientist says there's a lot of solid top 10 Ds in this year's draft. So even if we don't get McKenna or Stenberg, there's still a lot of other great options that'll benefit the team long term. I don't know if it's going to happen. I understand everybody's desire for it, but these guys aren't quitting. The Panthers got so many forwards to do some damage to a Navy ship. We got forwards coming out, and we picked up 2 more yesterday, right? Jeff says, I know it's hopium, but if we're going to make a run, it started last night. And that's the truth of it. That's absolutely the truth of it. As you look at this schedule, I can't give up yet, guys. I'm not going to lie. So we've got home games against the Wings and Jackets. We don't have a lot of hockey here. So we get the 3 days off, and then we have Tuesday and Thursday again at home, Wings Jackets. And then we get 2 more days off before we go on the road trip. And if they could get rested enough, they only have to win like 15 straight and we'll get in. I know. Hey, Bex, how we doing? It was fun hearing the boos at the end of the game. Hey, did anybody hear anything about Dylan Larkin? Is he okay? Hey, Patel, how you doing, buddy? I don't know why they brought Cunnin back. And Jones, in terms of Jones, I don't know what's going on there because they never really, they told us, I think they said broken collarbone, but I'm not really sure. It's a little bit concerning. I don't know if the bone is just not healing or maybe he's still having pain and discomfort in that area. I hope it's nothing that's going to be, career threatening. I know that sounds a little bit hyperbolic, but he should have been back by now. This makes me wonder what's really going on. Greg says, I really want to see Merrick Ulsher called up for some NHL games. Thin on defense. He's got good size and some skill. So if you guys watched the Zito press conference, he said when they got back today, they were going to talk with the doctors and everything about possibly, resting some guys and seeing what's going on there. Not really. They're not giving up. They're clearly not giving up. Right. And, the guys on the ice, the only way you're going to get this team a lottery ticket is if you take the Reinhardts and the Kachucks and the Bennetts and the Forsling and the Ekblads off the ice. Because as long as they're playing, they're going to try to win games. And we do have some winnable games. After the Wings and the Jackets, you got Seattle, Vancouver, Edmonton, and Calgary. So, that road trip, you could just play and still win 2 or maybe even 3 of those games. And then we got home. We got home again, Seattle, Minnesota, the Islanders. The Rangers, we played the Islanders and the Rangers back-to-back on the one weekend. And then we've got the Sens. So the point there is that with our schedule, it's really going to be tough to tank. Yeah, Goat Slayer. It was nice. It definitely was nice to win. Craig, you said you'll settle for 18 straight. That's what I'm thinking. Win 18 straight, you already clinched things, and we can rest guys the last game of the year. That works for me. What's the record we need to get? Hey, brother Patel, I texted you back. Maybe you didn't get it, but I'll message you again. But I did text you back. When I originally got it, I was at the grocery store and I didn't have my glasses, so I can't see now. Like it used to be, I could like read my phone and like blow up the time. Now I'm blind. I've gone blind in 6 months. It's not good. So, but yeah, no worries, brother. I texted you. Everything's good. So Beck says, what's the record we need to get into the playoffs? So in order to answer that question, we got to look at the Bruins schedule. Forget everybody else. The Bruins play the Caps, Penguins, Kings, Sharks, Caps, Devils, Canadians, Jets, Wings again, Leafs, Sabres, Wild, Jackets again. So the problem is Bruins play the Jackets at least once. We do have a head-to-head against the Bruins on April 2nd. The Bruins do not have an easy run to end the season. They've got, if you start on March 25th, Bruins play the Sabres, Wild, Lightning, Jackets, and then the Devils. So there's the two head-to-heads with the Bruins and the Jackets. It's really, really tight. I mean, when I say we got to win like 15 of the last 19, I think that's what it would take. That would give us, what's that, 103 points? 130, no, that, Jesus. If we won 15 of the last 19, that still only gives us 95 points. Am I doing that math right? Good God. Yeah. So even if we went 15-4, we'd still only finish with 95 points. Am I doing that math wrong? It sounds obnoxious, but that's right, isn't it? Goldster says, disappointed we didn't free up cap space by offloading Boquist, Greer, or Samo. Well, okay, so the Greer thing, the Cavs, he's not signed for next year, so there's no issue there with cap space. The Boquist thing, but wait for summer on that. Wait for summer on that. I think if we're able to re-sign Greer, we'll trade Boquist. And I guess the Kraken were interested in Sam Miskevich, but excuse me, the quote was, we weren't interested in trading Sam Miskevich. So there's that. Great White says, yeah, at least 30 points, 32 points to get to 95 points. Goat Slayer says, my stepdad broke his collarbone in a four-wheeling accident and took quite a while to heal because there's not much the doctors can do due to the location, right? Hey, Frank. Anthony, I don't think they're quitting. I think they know the spot that they're in. I mean, that's the words they've used, right? Great White says, Bob can't even put 2 or 3 wins together, much less 5 in a row. Hey, Spaceman. Yeah, I know, man. I know. Patel, you didn't get something back? Let me see. On my end, it shows delivered. But I'm just gonna, what I'll do is I will, I'm gonna forward it to you again. This was what I sent earlier. This is what I sent when I saw your text. I didn't see the email. I hadn't seen your email reply to me when I sent this text. But let me know if you get that, because I just forwarded it again to you. Let me know if it shows up for you. Yeah, 15 is 30 points. That would put us in. So that's crazy, guys. We'd have to go 15-4 to get to 95 points. Jeez. Sports Short says if it was last year, we'd only be out of the playoffs by 1 game. So Little J thinks Boston will end the season with 94 points. So 15-4 would be enough. I mean, that'd be a massive miracle. That's for sure. Little J says I'd rather go 4-15. So for me, we talked about this a little bit on the members stream yesterday. And in terms of teams that I don't think will end up worse than no matter what, we're not going to be worse than the Rangers. So that was one team. And then over in the West, we're not going to be worse than the Blackhawks, Blues, Canucks, and Flames. So, and probably not worse than the Jets. So to me, the lowest we'd get is like 6 or 7. We're not gonna suddenly be lower than, I mean, some of these other teams. I mean, the Flames only have 55 points, the Blackhawks 56, the Blues 57. Like, I just don't think we're going to end up worse than those teams. Greg thinks we don't need McKenna. We need the defenseman. I mean, technically, well, I mean, we need to get younger at that position, sure. I don't know where guys are going to go. Oh, okay. There's a plane flying overhead. There's a plane flying overhead. And you say, yeah, the class is stocked with D-Man. Holy crap. Thank you, Great White. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you, bud. He says 15 wins in a row. Who do you think we got, Vassy? Hey, man, Bob can turn it on. He looked good last night. Thank you again, Great White. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, bud. Mike says, stop about McKenna. We're not bad enough. I mean, probably not. Probably not, right? And look, the thing of it is, I said this last night in the recap, too. It's like, yeah, okay, it'd be nice. But at the same point, it's not like a free pick. It's not like, oh, we finished in the lottery, so Chicago never gets that pick, right? It just delays the inevitable, just delays the inevitable. So I don't know. I get it, though. I can't root for them to lose, though. Hey, Vincent says, we saw it again. This team is all about effort. Give some effort, and what a surprise. And it wasn't even 80% effort. I really kind of feel like now that the pressure's pretty much off, like I feel they just chilled and relaxed. I mean, we've all had situations where, we are so uptight or so tense about something that we're screwing it up, and then we finally just relax about it. We're doing fine. Now, of course, that doesn't apply to Sam Miskevich. I have no answers for Mackie Samoskevich, but for the rest of the guys, they looked it sounds kind of funny, but they looked at peace last night. It was good to see we didn't get rid of Greer, too. Lil J says Daxon Rudolph, who I'm looking at, is a D-man 6'2", has goals in the W, 61 games. Who's looking at D-man 6? I can't. There's a comma there, Lil J. The talk to text kind of got you. Vincent says the first goal was all four check magic. Yeah. Hey, at least we know Chucky can score now, right? He looked good last night. He's one of the guys that has legs. Other than some back-to-backs, the remaining schedule isn't too difficult. But we've been saying that. I mean, look, I don't want to get too hopeful. At the same time, I don't want to give up. Yeah, 26. Gotcha. Scientist says there are 5 teams that are under 10 points behind us. You think it's more likely that we pass 10 points ahead or that those teams pass us? So, okay, so the Canucks and Flames are not passing us. We would have to absolutely, and pretty much the Blackhawks and Blues, right? What are we, 8 points ahead of the Blues? When I look at our imaginary playoff possibilities, you got, other than the Bruins, you got Ottawa at 69 points. Got the Jackets at 72, and you got the Capitals at 69, the Flyers at 67. Now the Penguins, I don't think they're going to. They may have some issues. I thought they were going to have issues without Crosby. Now they're not going to have Malcolm, but Crosby's coming back. They have lost a couple games in a row, so that could get a little dicey. The Islanders have lost a couple in a row. Now you got the Jackets climbing up. The thing, if you're Boston is going to be very motivated, because if the Jackets keep winning and take over second or third place in the Metro, then suddenly the Penguins or Islanders will be in that wild card spot, and they'd be ahead of the Bruins right now. So the Bruins are not any kind of a lock that's the only team we're possibly chasing right now. I just think that there's too many teams. it might just take 100 points. It might just take. But in terms of the answer to your question, I have a feeling what we're going to do is, go like 10-9, and we're probably going to finish in no man's land. Excuse me. Is that that's FedEx. I wonder what FedEx is bringing us. Okay, let's see. Mike says the thing is, these young defensemen are all great, but if they can't be impactful next year in the NHL, they don't mean much. Remember, the window is till 2030. Exactly. Vincent says this ruthless hate of Samoskevich has to stop. What do I want him to do? There used to be Samoskevich, and Samoskevich. Now he's all alone. I mean, that's kind of true. I was hoping it's rare that a player is immune to my constant bitching and complaining. Usually when I bitch and complain about a guy, they instantly do well. So I kind of feel like maybe Samoskevich is having a terrible year because I praised him so much. So I'm trying to even things out so that hopefully next year, because it certainly looks like we're going to be giving him another opportunity, hopefully next year he can return to form. Real says last night was the most devastating game of the season. I like Craig's idea. Says I'd rather catch a playoff spot and get Barkov back and make a movie-style magical run. It's so frustrating because there's just so many games that we, just like the other night where we just blew a point. There's so many games when we look back at the schedule. Go back all the way to October. After that 3-0 start, and we look pretty damn good. The Flyers game was a game we blew. Pittsburgh game was a game we blew, a point we blew. That was in October. November wasn't all that bad. God, we lost to the Oilers 6-3. That's the Flyer. There's another. I know the Flyers game, the Calgary game. That's 4 points that we should have at least got to overtime. December. God, we lost to the Preds. Not that they're terrible. And then we lost to the Jackets 7-6 in overtime. At least we got the point. The Canadiens game where we were going to get 2 points and we blew that. I mean, I'm up to 5-6 points that we've blown. I know it happens to every team. It's just unfortunate. And then when did the Winter Classic is when things really got dicey because we lost to the Rangers and then we beat the Avs. And then after that, it just it wasn't all that bad. Oh, vey. When did it? Maybe February? Well, February was the break. It's really just gotten terrible since we came back. It's just been mediocre the whole damn time. You can't even see like very much in the way it trends because it's 2-1 and 1-2 and 2-2 and 1. Like we haven't had any runs really either way. Yeah, plus they all have 1 to 2 games in hand, scientist. Mike says either draft a kid who can play next season or trade the pick for something that can affect the team now. Now that is another, I keep saying that would be my reason to tank. If we were going to tank, so that we could use that pick in a trade to get Brady Tkachuk, I'd be okay with that. Vincent says the Malkin got a 5-game suspension. The standings might compress at the end, but it still might not be enough. I agree, Craig, in terms of Mackey going back to 25. He took Huberdeau's number. What did he think was going to happen? I know it was his sister's number, but yeah, he needs to go back to 25. Mike says, Mackey's fine. Imagine if shooting percentage was just a couple points higher. That's like 5 or 10 more goals. So, hey, thank you, Patel. Thank you, bud. Appreciate you, buddy. He says, I can see Detroit and Pittsburgh losing and not in the playoffs. It could happen. Let me look at this point you made about Sam Escevich, because I haven't looked at his numbers in a while. I've just been complaining, hoping that he would turn it around. He got 21 points. Last year he had 31 points. Last year was 15 goals, 16 assists. Right now he's at 6 goals, 15 assists. So the difference is the goals. Shot percentage last year was 11.6. This year is 4.6. Last year he had 5 game-winning goals for us. Do you realize that that's like how far we're out of the playoffs? He had 5. He only had 15 goals last year, and a third of them were game-winning goals. He's also taken double the penalties so far this year. But yes, if his shot percentage was what it was last year, he'd probably be right at the same amount of goals as he had last year, give or take. That is true. Now, Mike's got a good point. He says, Mackey's giving Zito a gift this year. He's going to be so cheap. Yeah. I mean, we could give him, I guess, what, 2 by 1.5? Is that too much for him? Did he not earn the 1.5? I kind of feel like he earned the 1.5 because he took a pay cut to stay. Give him what we gave Luosterainen on his first bridge deal, which was 2 by 1.5. Craig, yeah, we easily lost 8 to 10 points that they could have gotten. Yep. Now, Great White, good question. Do I think the Sharks can make the playoffs? That is what I'm hoping. So you got the Oilers at 68 points. You got the Kraken at 67 points. And then you got the Sharks at 65 points. So the Sharks are 3 points behind the Oilers, 3 games in hand. Do they play head-to-head? I want to see that game. Sharks, Oilers. Yep, Tuesday. Oh, Kyle's birthday. On Kyle's birthday, the Sharks play the Oilers. So is it only just once? Twice, April 8th. So the Sharks and Oilers play each other twice. So all the Sharks have to do is stay even with Edmonton and win the 2 head-to-heads. I'm hoping they can do it. Mike says, losing your top defenseman for a quarter of the season or more killed it. The timing was just brutal. It was just unfortunate. It's just been that way the whole year. Just like last night was the first game I can remember in a while where we won. And there wasn't any negative connotation to it, like somebody getting hurt or like it was just a full-on regular old good game. Hey, JC. Hungry says, why are we ruining the tank? We need to keep losing. They're just not going to quit, you know? These guys, they're too proud. They're just not going to do it. You mean 3-9 since then, scientist? Real says, Jaws, we're going to blow the tank and miss the playoffs because you cheated on the hat toss. Hey, now, he didn't say how many times I could do it. Can you believe I made it on the second throw? See, and that was a perfect example. That hat toss, if you don't know what he's talking about, last night in the recap, in the intro of the recap, I screwed up the editing and I only showed the very last 10 seconds of the intro. I don't know how that happened. So I put out a post that's got the whole intro, which is like a minute and 11 seconds long. Long story short is I threw the hat for Kachuk's hat trick. I missed the camera. And then I said, let's do it again. Let's cheat. And I made it. Now, that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about with the Panthers not feeling under the pressure. Because the first throw, I felt the pressure of him saying that he had a vision from God that if I made the throw, we'd made the playoffs. I missed the throw because I felt the pressure. And as soon as the pressure was off, I'm like, let's do it again. And right on the damn lens. And it still don't count. Hey, Ezra. Yeah, from 15, 7, and 1 to 3 and 9. Gotcha, scientist. I figured, yeah. Yeah, so from 15, 7, and 1 to 3 and 9. That's just wild. In other words, Mackey's problem is that he needs to stop shooting to the center of the mat. Yes. Hey, poor kid. The 3 and 9 was when Lundell and Marchand got injured. Oh, boy. Hey, David. Work's just blowing up right now. Do I think 95 points is enough? It depends on who we win, who we beat. It might be. Let's just win them all. Just win 18 straight, get to 101 points, and then we can rest the last game. Hungry says, so what I'm hearing is a birthday game stream. Well, Kyle won't be here. He leaves on the 16th to go visit my parents, visit his grandparents. He's going to be down there. He wanted to go when the Panthers were on the road for those road games, everything. That's when his birthday is. I needed to get him out of the house and let him go decompress away from hockey and away from having a stream and all of that. He needs a time. He needs a timeout. He's done a lot of work these last few years, and he needs a definite timeout. So I'm letting him go down there for, I think he's going to be there 9 days. Brother Gene's going to take them they're going to go to Epcot. My dad's chartering a boat. They're going to go fishing. So I'll have to do the games myself. Mike says the NHL playoffs without the Panthers is just a fart festival of seeing who can embellish calls the best until someone gets smoked by the Avs in the final 4-0. You might be right. The Avs look good. I mean, they got Kadri too now. Oh yeah, Craig. If we were in the Pacific, we would be we'd be tied with the Sharks. We'd be tied with the Sharks. Real says Jaws trying to hit the hat toss is like Mackey trying to get the puck in the yeah, like when he does score, it gets called back. So like when I finally make the damn thing, it doesn't count. The Panthers line is plus 20,000 on a $100 bet. Jesus, that's crazy. Now, can I stream that game? But what's the Panthers schedule? Let me see. The Panthers play that night, so we can keep an eye on it. We could start with that game, but the Panthers play. God, we play Vancouver starting at 10 o'clock. So I got my work cut out for me there. So we can pay attention to that game for sure. we could start off, but we actually play on Kyle's birthday that day. Jeez. It's always my fault, Vincent. It's okay. So we recalled Cunnin and loaned Vilmanis and Bournefoot to the Checkers. Why are we not letting Vilmanis play? I'm going to throw a temper tantrum. Why? I don't understand. Oh, we want to see what we have in this kid called Reinhardt. That's what it is. We know what we have in Vilmanis, and now they want to see about this kid Reinhardt, right? Son of a bitch. Hey, MJ, how you doing, bud? Happy Saturday. He says, thank God it's the weekend. How about that win last night? Time for a 20-game win streak. I was out late last night, so I didn't see the game, but I saw highlights. It's a good game. It was finally fun to watch a game again. Yeah, the trade deadline on our end was kind of boring, but I guess the Kadri thing broke like an hour later. Yeah, the Avs are stacked right now. David says we had to be close to the record of most shots with fewest on net game 2. Yeah. We had like 50 shots and like 14 on net. Hungry, yeah, it's going to be a late game. I know. I'll check that out. I'll take a look at that this afternoon, scientist. Thanks for reminding me. I'll check that out this afternoon. No, we're not done with the midnight games. We got 8 o'clock against Seattle on the 15th, 10 o'clock against Vancouver on the 17th, and then with no Kyle here, back to back, 9 o'clock against the Oilers on the 19th, and 9 o'clock against the Flames on the 20th. Now, after that, we got 3 days off, and I'm going to need it. I'm going to need it. But that's the week he's gone. And then we got one more game with him gone, Seattle, the home game on the 24th. Then he comes back the 25th, and he gets put right to work on the 26th. Yeah, so that's good stuff. No, the Canucks won't be a gimme, that's for sure. All right, Rick, appreciate you, bud. Yeah, MJ, Kyle's birthday's coming up. What in the hell am I hearing out here? What the hell kind of noise am I hearing out here? What in the hell? There is a what the hell is going on out there? There's a house right there, and it's a very, very old couple, and it's probably their great grandkids. It's not even probably their grandkids. And there's a kid out there, looks about, I don't know, 10 years old, and he's in full horse tack. He's in full tack, walking around blowing a kazoo. What the hell, man? He's just walking in the full garb, ready to get on the horse, just walk around blowing on a kazoo. At least I'm not hearing things. Mike says, let's recap. The Cats derailed the Bruins, Rangers, and Leafs, except the Bruins sacrificed Marchand to get back. Yeah, right? Who knew that was coming? Yeah, well, Kyle, brother Gene has the Disney passes, so he's taking Kyle to Epcot just for the one day. Yeah, Great White. It's going to be confusing with 2 Reinhardts. I know we're always bad around Kyle's birthday. I know. MJ, nah, Virgil's a good guy. That's a good. They're good. They're good people. They own their house outright. It's been in the family for years. So once you have a free house, you, he's doing it again. He's blow. What the hell? He's like right outside the house too. He's just walking around. This is the funniest thing ever. Got the whole horse garb on. Now they're walking down the street the other way, blowing a damn kazoo. I wonder if it's some kind of thing where they lost the horse and they're trying to blow something to make the horse come back. I don't know nothing about horses. Hey, two cats. Well, I wouldn't say Tampa raise another cup, but I will say that if Tampa don't make it to they got to make it to the East to the Stanley Cup Finals, or they blew it, in my opinion. Yeah, kazoo band. Dave says should probably ask your doctors, but the late night games would be a great time to try the mushrooms. Miss Jaws will even be home to watch Oria if she's home. She'll be home one of the nights, I think. Let me see what nights are the week of that. She'll probably be home for the Tuesday game and maybe one of the Thursday or Friday night games. It just depends on her schedule for the week. They've been giving her 4 days instead of 5, so. You used to watch Kazoo Band YouTube videos nonstop, and that's funny. Yeah, David, you kids get out for your lawn, you darn whippersnapper. Oh man, I don't know, man. It's weird. Got the whole hat with the full jockey gear. That's crazy. Great White says, I always blow my horn when I get on my horse. MJ says, do I know what a vuvuzela is? The horn they could play in the World Cup years back. It's like a kazoo. Huh. I don't hear them anymore out there. That's weird, man. Like a freaking Oompa Loompa walking down the street blowing a kazoo. Dave says the vuvu's are horrific, sound like bees. Yeah, I think I've heard that before. Yeah, exactly, real. Tampa's got Corey Perry. They can't win the cup. Yeah, Reinhardt with a D. So nobody likes the vuvus. What? Why don't you like it? It's like watching soccer while you're feeling seconds from being attacked by bees. All right, David, you're on. I don't know where I'm going to get them. I don't know where I'd get them around here. I'd have to figure that out. A kazoo wishes it was annoying as a vuvuzuela. Is that right? Boy, that's a hard one for me. I like how David says it's just a vuvu. Oh my God. Well, I don't hear him anymore. So let's see. I wonder, there's no, let me see. Why would, I gotta know, someone blow a kazoo? Are they looking for their horse? No, okay, no, it's got nothing to do with it. There's no evidence that a kazoo can be used for tracking or calling horses. I don't know, because they look like they were looking for something. Because so the house is there, and then across is just the fields, just fields, farmland. And the kid was like walking up and down on the road, looking out into the field, like they were like looking for something. Oh my God, Patel. Oh God. Oh God. Luckily, I don't watch that show. I see clips every once in a while. I mean, the stuff that's on TV, it just boggles my mind. But it makes sense. It makes sense when you think about how people are, but then some of the things, yeah. Yeah, that's some brain rot. I haven't ever watched that show, but I've watched videos with, the people that they have in there. And I mean, there's just no words. There's just no words. Everything is so tribal these days. It just, especially now with everything that's going on with Iran and all of that. I've been trying to avoid that stuff like the plague. God, you can't even go to Twitter and like scroll hockey. Now, I will say the AI stuff is pretty funny. Some of the stuff that people are sharing, the AI photos, and people think it's real. It's kind of scary though, because a lot of the stuff you kind of can't tell sometimes. The AI stuff, I mean, by this time next year, you won't be able to tell nothing. Is it true that they have their silent dog whistles that can also work for horses? That I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Dave says TV is pretty much dead. It's all streaming now. Yeah, I mean, we can't. Last night we were watching the game and we had to keep going out of the app and coming back in because we ended up behind. Hungry, yeah. Letterman was okay. I mean, I was going to say David took what I was going to say. Johnny Carson was great. Letterman was good, but Carson was way funnier. Carson was funny. Yeah. There you go, Hungry. You need Dangle to do something stupid so I can make an episode 3. He's kind of resigned himself to the knowledge that they're done. You know what I mean? See, at least we have, like, God, the Leafs have 11 overtime losses. That's wild. They've got 11 overtime points and they've lost 6 straight. Jeez. Poor Steve. Poor guy. And the Leaf fans, they finally get the demise of the Panthers, and they can't even make fun of us because they're not going to be in the playoffs either. Yeah, I remember Howie Mandel. Did I ever watch The Daily Show with Jon Stewart back in the day? No. I watched Carson when I was a kid. And then when I went to the Air Force, I kind of got out of the habit of watching stuff. And I never really, especially weekend nights, I wasn't home very much. And he says Steve Dangle ages 10 times more than the average fan with Leafs loss. His beard is going to be whiter than mine soon. I'm 15, 16 years older than him. His beard is going to be whiter than mine soon. Like if I didn't have a lot of the stress I've had in the last 5, my beard was black. When you watch the old videos, I wasn't coloring my beard. When I started this channel, it was black. The hell's that noise? There's people living in my house making all sorts of racket out there. Mike says Dangle is living with the Leafs after everything that's transpired to this point, especially the trade deadline results. He's saying a scorched earth, firing everyone. I'll have to watch that. I didn't watch it because we went from the trade deadline basically to the game. I know that he was looking to get rid of OEL, but I know he was kind of looking to get rid of, like, he wants to blow the whole thing up but I mean, The Panthers aren't going to trade for Matthews. There's no room for him after we get Brady Tkachuk. So there's that. And then Nylander, it's like, okay, well, you try to trade guys with big salaries and no move clauses. Good luck to you, especially with the prices that were going on yesterday. Someone needs to monitor Dangle's health. Yeah, Kazoo Boy's going to make a cameo. I don't hear him anymore, luckily. Jackson says, I avoid watching Dangle to maintain my sanity. I watch every once in a while. Especially, I like to watch him if the Panthers and Leafs lose at the same time. I like to watch him because then I feel better about us losing. Hungry says, Dangle is the in real life version of that Simpson meme of Mo looking at the noose in the closet, smiling and saying, not today. Yeah, the Simpsons. We used to sit when I was in tech school in the Air Force at Colorado Springs. There we go to the rec room and they had the big TV up and we'd all get on the floor. There was like a couple couches and we'd bring the pillows and our blankets and everybody would be in there all co-ed. It's really the only a couple of co-ed spaces allowed at that point because you're still in tech school. And he's blowing the kazoo again. And so we would all sit there and watch In Living Color and then The Simpsons. Hey, I appreciate that, Jackson. Yeah, I mean, if I get animated and stuff, it's genuine. I can't fake that stuff. You know, you can tell I'm faking it. Like I can't act fake my anger or frustration. That's why one day I might be all happy, and the next day when we lose and I'm sad. But the screaming, I couldn't do that. I can't physically, I couldn't do it. But it works for him though. You know what I mean? He's got his shtick. It works for him. Apu. Yeah. David says the first time in a decade there's no Star Trek stuff in production. They've still been doing Star Trek stuff? Yeah, he's still out there blowing the damn kazoo again. Yeah, Jim Carrey, Jennifer Lopez were on In Living Color. Yeah, what was the one? Fire Marshal Bill. Fire Marshal Bill. That was big when I was in tech school. Fire Marshal Bill. Oh, let me show you something. He was fantastic. Oh, I appreciate that, Jackson. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Homie, don't play that. Yeah. You know, the thing about the hockey guy with Shannon, he grew on me. Like when I first started watching him, I was kind of like, it's kind of dry a little bit. But then if you watch him enough, he's got a good personality. It's just nice and calm. And if you pay attention, he's funny just in a dry sense of humor. Yeah, homie, don't play that. Fire Marshal Bill. Did I know Jim Carrey did a cameo as Fire Marshal Bill in Liar Liar? I've watched Liar Liar, but I don't remember that. I mean, you're probably right. Nerdrotics? I've never heard of that. Mike says, imagine a Leafs fan, sufferer since 67, draft 3-star players. The magazine comes out that it's not if, but how many cups? Then 10 years of jack crap, lose to the Zamboni driver in a front office, kills their own team. I have empathy for him, man. I do. And I look at it just from the YouTube part of it, where it's just like, I think he's year 18 or 19. It's pretty much almost double me. It's pretty much double me. And like 10 years, I got a President's Trophy, 3 trips to the finals, and 2 cups in 10 years. That's almost 50% of the time we've been one of, if not the best team in the league, which is crazy because I started the channel because we were not good. But with Dangle, I can't imagine. Like, I'm at year 10. I can't imagine God. We haven't won. We haven't even like got out of the second round. And then I do it like a whole nother 10 years. Like, I can't imagine that the level of dedication. I mean, that's torturous. Tell says, who would have thought Dubas would be let go from Toronto and Pittsburgh on the rise and Toronto floundering? Yeah, Dubas was like, I'm out. I'm done. I'm out. And he's done a decent job. I mean, it took him a little bit of time. But yeah, Toronto's, I don't know what they're gonna do. They gotta, I agree with him in the sense that just rip it down. Just rip it down and start over. I don't know how they're gonna do that though. So when are Greer and Bob gonna sign then, Jelly? That's a good question. I don't know why Bob hasn't signed yet, but I have a feeling basically, I guess, what did Kachuk say? Kachuk said something like they're going to wine and dine Bob, and then they'll just go to Zito and basically say that make it happen. Like, I don't think the guys are going to let Bob go anywhere. Mike, I know Shanahan fired Dubas. I know that's how it went. I understand that, but I think what I mean when I say that is basically Dubas said, I'm going to do it my way or you can fire me. Like, he as far as what Dangle has said, Dubas was going to trade away one of the core four at that point, and he held his, when I say that he was like, I'm out, what I mean is he held his ground and said, this is what I'm going to do or you can fire me. And they fired him. So I can respect that. He apparently saw what part of the problem was going to be, before they wanted to realize it now. Craig, yeah, nobody else they want to play in front of says a lot. And we talked about that, right? It's like, yeah, you can say that Bob may or may not be worth this, that, or the other thing, but you signed all of these guys to contracts. You're going to tell them, well, we're not going to sign Bubba. We're going to go get Skinner. Can you imagine telling these guys, hey, we're going to put you in front of Skinner? I don't think so. Ungy says they're all going to pull up to Bob's house in an unmarked black van and kidnap him until he signs. Yeah, I'm in on that. Mike, yeah. And Brandon Shanahan did irreplaceable damage to that franchise. He should be unemployable in the NHL forever. Yeah. No, I mean, it's just they should have made it past the second round, I'm such a big fan of Dingley Danger. Not really a fan, and not necessarily a fan. I understand him. You do this, you make the videos long enough. There's I don't want to say there's a bond, but when you meet other people that do the same thing, there's a lot of commonality. Patel, you need me to send you some shirts? What do you need? What do I got? Oh, I still got your shirt. That's stupid of me. I still got your shirt that I was going to send you here. I still got it, Patel. I still got that shirt I was going to send you. What size you wear, though? You got it. Just text me. I'm sure I got some stuff that's still new in the tag, but this is an extra large. I don't know if you're that big of a guy or not. There you go, KDK. If it happens, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, right? Yeah, exactly, Real. You enjoy seeing Dangle when he rant when his team loses. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. All right, Patel. I'll see what I got. I got a closet full over there, and we still have some around. You don't got any like little you don't got any like any nephews or anything like that, any nephews or nieces, I got a bunch of like youth Panthers sweatshirts, but they're for like if the kid is like, I don't know, somewhere 5, 6, 7 years old. If you have anybody like that, I can send you that. You're 6'1", so it'll be okay. Yeah. All right. Well, how did I forget that? I don't know, man. My brain don't work so well. It is what it is. All right, everybody. I am going to roll. I did not eat breakfast this morning. That was the stupid thing. I went to the gym and I was supposed to eat my 2 apples on the way to the gym, and I forgot to bring the apples. So I went and I worked out, went to the grocery store, came here and did this. So now I'm like fading fast over here. I got to get some food in me. Yeah, I appreciate that, David. Yeah, Jaws with the intermittent fasting. Yeah, the unintentional intermittent fasting. That's for damn sure. So tomorrow I'm not going to be here doing a noon stream. If you're a member, there's a new project I'm starting. It's not on this channel, but if you're a member, I'm going to post the link to the new project if I get that done tomorrow afternoon. We got a lot of different things coming up here because we're not going to be, it doesn't look like we're doing the Panthers in the playoffs. So I'm going to kind of change some of the things around, but we're still going to be here doing the streams and all of that. I mean, for the postseason, I have to kind of make it, since we're going to be having a lot of fans of other teams come in, I gotta try to tweak some things so that it's not 100% Panther centric the whole postseason, since obviously other teams, it might be a good opportunity for the channel to grow because we didn't get to 10 grand or 10,000. We didn't get to 10,000 subscribers so maybe the playoffs will do it. That's what I'm hoping. Hey, Patel, I know, brother. I know, man. I got you. I got the email. That's Cocoa Puffs, man. That's wild. Last year was the only year I ever had the O. That was because Karen stuck me with her income, that's a whole other ass. That's a topic for the men's channel. But I still haven't done my taxes. It's probably going to be even this year. I don't think so. But you're not wrong, Patel. Absolutely not wrong, man. So thank you, Great White. All right. Appreciate y'all. Go enjoy your Saturday. And if I don't see you tomorrow, Monday at noon, we'll be here. Now, I'm taking tomorrow off, which means Bobrovsky will sign his contract tomorrow, and I'll have to immediately go live.